Okay, so today in this video we're going to talk about how to avoid being friend zoned. This video is geared to women, right? So friend zone is a situation where there's like a mismatch between romantic feelings of two individuals. Like one person has sexual romantic feelings or a romantic attraction, and the other person just want to be friends, right? And this could turn into people becoming friends with benefits or starting to hook up and have casual dating because there's a mismatch. Both of them don't have mutual feelings, right? So men usually put women in different categories as soon as they meet us. For the first couple days, weeks, they put us in certain categories, and most of the time we don't move from the category that we are placed in. And some of the categories they put us in would be just friends, like friend zone. You could be like a casually dating, you could be hooking up, you could be friends with benefits, you could be in girlfriend category, or you could be in wife material category. So those are the different categories: friend zone, casual dating zone, hooking up, or friends with benefits, or girlfriend category, or wife material category. So when you are placed in these categories, you usually stay in the category. You don't necessarily move up to different categories. You more than likely would stay in the category that you're placed in. So friend zone. How to know when you are being friend zone? Well, I'm just going to list off some ideas for you so you could know if you're being friend zone. So one of the first signs is that they suggest to bring their friends along when you guys need to meet up. They bring their other friends, they could bring a family member, they could bring their neighbor, they bring along somebody when you need to meet up with them. Next thing is that they fist bump you, they high five you, they shoulder bump you when they greet you, and occasionally when you're hanging out they're doing these type of gestures like giving you high five and fist bump. So that's another sign that you're being placed in friend zone, right? Next sign is that they would actually talk about who they like, they talk about who they're having sex with, they talk about who they want to date, they talk about who they're dating with you. Next sign is that they take you for granted. They might ask you to do many favors for them, and sometimes when you do nice things for them, they kind of disregard it and they don't really see you as important, right? Next sign is that they refer to you as a good friend. This is my good friend, this is my female friend, this is my sister from another mother, my buddy, my homie, my best friend, bestie, and all of that. They call you pal and champ and dude and my friend and bestie, all of that. They would refer to you as female friend and these stuff, and call you bestie and homie and pal, right? So that's another sign. And next sign is that they don't flirt with you. They will not be flirting with you. They keep things light and casual, and on the surface they don't really talk about deep topics with you. Everything is just casual and light and surface level. And next sign is that they suggest people that you should date. They suggest people for you to have sex with. They want to. Sometimes they bring guys along who they think that you should hook up with, that you should be in a relationship with, that you should have sex with. Next sign is that they talk about their problems with you. They might trust you. They talk about many personal issues with you. That could be a sign. Next sign is that they might not put effort in how they look. Sometimes when you guys meet up, you could see that they did not put effort in how they look. They put anything to meet you. They do not dress up for you. Next sign is that you would if you find yourself doing favors for them, they might ask you to do favors, to run errands for them. They might just call you to do tasks and run errands with them or for them, right? So most of your outings are never like dates. It's most of the time it's just a casual meetup. There's no plan. It's just a time to have fun and to crack jokes and to relax and rock back. It's not anything planned. It's not a date, right? Next sign is that when you try to tell them about your feelings for them, they might respond in some way like, you're such an awesome girl, you're such a cool person, you're so nice and you're so cute and you're so sweet and adorable, and they don't want to lose this good friendship with you. And it's better that we stay friends because they don't want to mess up what you guys have. So they, when you try to tell them how you feel, they might respond in that way, right? They want to keep things the way they are. They want to keep things, they want to keep you as a friend because you're so awesome and you're such a cool girl and you're adorable and you're so sweet, and they don't want to mess things up. Right? So that's a sign. Next sign is that they don't adjust their time to be with you. Most of the time when you meet is on their terms. They might not be rescheduling for you. They would blow you off really easily to hang out with their friends and chill. Right? Their interests will always come first, and you most of the time will be last. And next sign that you're in the friend zone, you're being friend zone, is that when you hang out with him and his friends, obviously he probably bring a friend or he bring other friends or family members might be around. You could feel that everybody know how much you like them except him, right? So he might be playing naive about you liking him, and he might take you as a joke. He might not take you seriously, and he only sees you as a friend, but you could feel that everybody else around could feel and know and see how much you like them in a romantic way. That is a sign. That is a big sign, right? Another sign is that when you're in public, they kind of shy away from you. They try to look like they're not with you. And next sign is that you're probably having sex with them, and sometimes you do things that couples do, but the relationship never is not going anywhere. It's never seemed to move towards a serious commitment. It's just stagnant, and you keep doing the same thing, and the relationship doesn't like progress. The friendship doesn't progress into a romantic relationship. It's just stagnant, and that's it. That's another sign. And next sign is that when you call and you text them, they don't really return your calls or texts with any sort of emergency or urgency, because they might have you like not as important, and they might put you last a lot, and they will take long hours to respond to your calls, to respond to your texts, or sometimes they might not respond to you unless they might feel or think that they need something from you or a favor, and then they might call you or text you or something like that. That is a sign you're in the friend zone, you're being friend zoned. So those are the many signs that you are being friend zoned or you're already in the friend zone. You know, how to avoid being friend zoned? Well, one of the things you could do is when you meet up, and I say how to avoid being friends, it does not mean that all these tips are going to work. It does not mean that what I'm going to say is going to guarantee you to get out of friend zone, right? I must say that. Sometimes if you're in friend zone, you stay in friend zone forever. There's nothing you can do. But sometimes there's a small chance that you could move from friend zone to a romantic relationship, right? And those are the people who this video is for, right? So when you meet up, to avoid friend zone is to look your best and to dress sexy and to wear makeup and perfume and not to wear pants, right? I'm not saying to wear a lot of makeup or to dress in a way that with showing a lot of skin or clothes that are too tight, but it must be, you must be looking girly and feminine, right? You should Also, be improving your body shape. You should be working out and continuing to try to keep your body fat you should be in a healthy weight. When you're with him, you should do seductive gestures. You should have good body language that shows that you are warm and that you are soft and that you are feminine. So if you're a tomboy or something like that, you would need to work on that, and you would need to stop being a tomboy forever, because being a tomboy would automatically put you in friend zone a lot, right? When you're with him, next tip is to try to build a emotional intimacy, a emotional kind of attraction with him. Ask meaningful questions and be playful and try to flirt and tease him, right? Also, next tip is to show that you want to have fun, show that you are relaxed, that you are positive, that you are easygoing, that you are agreeable, and don't try to talk about yourself too much. Most of the time you will be listening, right? Next tip is to, as I said before, is to engage in flirting and playfulness and let him know that you are interested in him by your body language, right? So you could maybe laugh and you touch him on his shoulder or his knee, or you laugh and you lean in and you could touch his arm or his hand or something like that. Those are gestures of body language showing that you like him in a romantic way, right? So next tip is that if he does something nice for you, you should let him know that you like it and you appreciate it. Also, you should compliment him on his looks, on his character, or his personality. Anything you see about him that you like, you should tell him and you should compliment him. Next tip is to avoid situations where you are just hanging out with no plan randomly, or you're just doing errands, or you're just doing some important task. Try to suggest dates. Avoid hanging out and chilling out and just relaxing avoid random meeting up with no plans, right? Try to, maybe you could suggest a date or try to influence him to carry you out on a date. Next tip is to avoid high fives and fist bump and shoulder bump and all these things. Tell him that it is weird to fist bump and shoulder bump somebody that you're attracted to. And you could start up a conversation and ask him, do you see me as a buddy? Do you see me as a homie? Do you see me as one of the guys? Right? That is a good time to create the conversation so you could clear things up and so you could know what you want to do from there on. Right? Next tip is don't let him take you for granted. Speak up and call him out on those stuff and create conversations so you could decide on what you're going to do moving forward. Next tip is to avoid solving his problems. Avoid listening to too much personal issues that he has. Try to change the topic and just try not to be a shoulder that he lean on or somebody that he calls only when something is going bad. Right? So switch the topic. Right, so those are some tips you can use to try to avoid being friend zoned. Right, so how I would wrap this up would be, well, sometimes we have to accept that the guy that you're probably interested in is not interested in you like that, and he does not have romantic feelings for you the way you have that. And sometimes, yes, there's a small possibility that you can move from friend zone to girlfriend category. It's very small. It's a small possibility, but it could happen, and that is why I'm doing this video. So you have to accept that they might just not be into you in that way. They don't like you romantically. They don't have feelings for you in the same way, and you might just have to accept that rejection and move on. Right? Remember that they could have sex with you and it doesn't mean anything. You should not continue to be friends with them until you get over the situation, you get over them, and you do not like them in a romantic way at all. Right? You may have to stop talking to them. You may have to go no contact. If you have been in friend zone for a very long time and you probably have created feelings, you have feelings for them, you have emotions for them, and you might need to cut them off and go no contact to recover and to try to get rid of these romantic feelings, because he does not feel the same way, right? So you need to let go and move on, because if you don't, these type of situations where one person like the other person in a romantic way and the other person just see them as just a friend, this could lead to friends with benefits, and you don't want to get into that category. My suggestion, personally, this is my tip, I just don't believe you should try to be friends with a guy that you are interested in, right? Refuse to just hang out and chill and just be random, not doing random without plans when you're meeting up. Try to have dates, try to suggest a date. Avoid hanging out with his friends, with his neighbor, with his family member. When he always brings someone, try to avoid that in some way, right? And don't think that the more you spend time with him, the more he would like you romantically, or the more he would develop romantic feelings for you, or eventually someday he would fall in love with you, or maybe he would see how amazing you are and eventually want to be with you. The category that you're placed in, if you're placed in friend zone, is more than likely going to stay in that category. It's very rare and highly unlikely that you move from friend zone to a romantic relationship. Yes, it happens sometimes, it is possible, but it's a very low chance, right? Most of the time, we just need to handle rejection and move on. Don't waste your time, energy, effort, attention trying to make him fall in love with you, trying to get a relationship. Stop telling yourself that eventually he's going to change and have feelings and want a relationship. If you're in friend zone, more than likely going to stay in friend zone. Right? This could cause you to be feeling really disappointed if you are friends with him for many months and sometimes years pass and he never asks you to be in a romantic relationship with him. Right? More than likely he's not going to change. He would still see you as a friend. Right? So stop being friends. If you need to go, no contact, do that. Another thing I need to say is, if you're a tomboy, you need to stop being a tomboy forever and be feminine and girly and ladylike. When you're a tomboy, you have a higher chance of being friend zoned a lot, right? And my personal suggestion is to never start off being friends with someone that you are interested in having a romantic relationship with. I believe that you should give signs and signals early on to let them know that you are romantically interested in them, that you are attracted to them. Right? That is my personal suggestion. Sometimes people start off being friends and yes, it moves to a romantic relationship. But from what I see, most of the time that does not happen. If you are in friend zone, most of the time you stay in friend zone. If you are friends with benefits, most of the time you stay as friends with benefits. Right? If you are casually dating, most of the time you casually date. If you are in hookup zone, you're gonna be in hookup zone most of the time forever, right? So those are signs that you are being friend zoned, that you are friend zoned. Those are tips on how to avoid being friend zoned, which sometimes, most of the time, is very difficult. If you are in friend zone, that's it. But sometimes there's a small chance that you could move to girlfriend category, you could move to wife material category. And that is why I made this video. So I hope this helps and see you in the next video.